My name is Isabel, and I somehow managed to get a first class on my undergraduate dissertation with Pokémon Go as my case study. Here's how I did it.
It was November 2021, and I had basically writer's block for a piece of work that I haven't even started. And for something this major, if I was going to invest a lot of time, sweat, and crying, I better pick something I like and fast.
So just having the Pokemon franchise as a whole was not going to be sufficient for a good dissertation. I had to narrow down specifically which part of this franchise I wanted to talk about and how does it relate to my degree as a whole.
I was doing a degree called Sociology and Politics of Science. My degree discusses a lot regarding policy issues surrounding science and technologies, how government policies tend to act a bit reactionary towards internet and new tech as opposed to having more precautionary methods. And due to the transnational aspect of the internet, it makes it a lot more difficult for national regulations to be enforced upon it. Therefore, armed with that knowledge and a pressing need to start writing, I began my investigations into a suitable theory within the science and technology studies field in order to formulate a persuasive piece of writing. And this next aspect is what I'll describe as the most important part of the dissertation writing.
So having Pokemon Go by itself is not quite sufficient for a good dissertation. You need a good theory as well to back it up.
The theory is an important core aspect to demonstrate your understanding of a topic or your degree. However, as it's theoretical, it can be seen as a bunch of words, as a bunch of noise, very intangible. And this is where the case study comes into play. It grounds the theory into a real-life example and gives it a platform to be examined in.
Therefore, having an effective theory that matches well to the case study and putting them together is what will make a very convincing and good dissertation, because it demonstrates to your markers how well you understand the topic and how you can apply the theory to real-life examples.
So let's talk about the theory I used in my dissertation. Well, it shares the unfortunate acronym of STI with another more infamous meaning. Socio-Technical Imaginary fortunately refers to something completely different. It is a theory within the STS field that can be simply summarized as who holds the authority in prioritizing the direction of science and technology research. The original definition of STI, first coined by Sheila Jasanoff and Sung-Hyun Kim in 2009, states that the direction of techno-scientific research is determined by public institutions such as the state and the government. However, in more contemporary times, this authority has shifted to the private sector, such as technology and pharmaceutical companies. This led to a redefinition in Dreamscapes of Modernity in 2015, where the duo redefined the theory to describe collectively held desirable futures. The definition shifts away from specifically naming authority figures, acknowledges the growing autonomy of private actors such as tech companies in shaping the social cultural landscape. Therefore, with a theory this broad, it leaves me with a lot of options of what I can use as my case study, and therefore I specifically turn into augmented reality games. AR can be described as superimposing digital images upon the real world environment and is commonly used in furniture shopping right now. But I was obviously not looking at examining the impact of AR on positive growth in the furniture business, and this is where Pokemon Go finally comes into play. First released in July 2016, it was the most successful AR game to date.
A brief search in media articles about Pokemon Go during its initial release showed a really mixed bag of responses to the game and its unprecedented success. There was lots of positivity about it, such as how it's making people go outside, there was a lot more social interactions, and it was a new way of seeing the real world. However, there was also a fair bit of negativity around the game's during its initial release regarding people trespassing onto private property, regarding people not looking on the road, and that's where we can start figuring things out for the dissertation topic.
A major contribution to my success on this dissertation was the vast amount of academic literature surrounding Pokemon Go and the role that nostalgia played in aiding the success of the game. If there was not as much supporting literature, I would definitely have had a much harder time having substantial arguments about my piece and may not have been able to write this dissertation at all. Nothing beats the reactions on people's faces when I tell them that I wrote a dissertation on Pokemon Go and managed to get a first class.
And that is the short summary on how, in essence, I managed to put Pokemon Go into the most important piece of writing I had to do as an undergrad. That's all for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.